Hey guys. All right. So in this trade recap, we're going to be going over the start of this entire downtrend move on EU. Now, if you were in the mentorship group, you understood that I was pretty annoyed that I forgot to put my trading view alert on here. This POI was the easiest POI to spot. Again, everything that we do on the daily basis is the same. The market was bullish and then the market went bearish. And where did the flip zone happen, taking market from bullish and then to bearish? If this is your last higher low and higher high, and this being a lower high because it failed to take this high, and then all of a sudden you break this higher low, well, then you have an interaction area between buyer and seller that changed the sentiment of the Forex market. And this was such an easy POI to spot. We talked about this during Asian session. We got into about 15 RR trades during Asian last night. And then London session set up a beautiful move. So let's look at what transpired. This POI is a buy to sell, like I just explained, that takes the previous market from bullish to bearish. Therefore, when we go to the lower time frames, it's pretty easy to get into this trade. There's such a clean flip here that we could have been shorting from, and this would have just delivered a beautiful 1 to 10 plus RR trade. Now, there was some other Asian session trades in here. I'd have to switch to, I was using Owanda for those charts. Give me 2 seconds. So the trades last night, guys, all these were sent out to the mentorship group with screenshots. Price basically distributed off that beautiful sell that we talked about. I thought price would distribute up to this POI, which it perfectly did. However, price decided to mitigate a little lower into this flip here before rallying up to that POI, and then I'm sleeping, so I didn't get into this trade. This was London session. So such a beautiful, beautiful trade. I ended up getting, I secured 2.5R here and secured 5R on this trade. And then this trade, I ended up securing 2 trades, which were, this one went, I TP'd here, so this is a 1 to 5, and then my other TP was here, and then this trade went, I TP'd and partialed around 3R, and then it was going to go. So overall, there was over 10 RR last night in Asian session. And then what do we have? A beautiful chalk flip zone, and price just absolutely melts. So let's now look at, from the 15-minute perspective, how this relates to what just took place now today, and I'll go over the trades that I took today for the group. So this basically was like your internal structure, guys. This is your sponsor. So all of this is internal liquidity. It got run, and then basically we had just an absolute beautiful point of control flip here. So on the lower time frames, you guys, there's interaction area that, again, it's all the same. We take bullish market sentiment into bearish market sentiment, and we look at where there is no mitigation. Okay, so pretty simple. In this case here, from a low, this being your flip, we indeed have a interaction candle here, and on the lower time frame there was a unmitigated flip zone here, which price tapped into, and then we can use that as confirmation to take price shorter. So let's go through New York session today and the trades that I took. So I was on the, okay, all right, so what do we have? So if we go to the higher time frame, we look at where price rallied off its internal liquidity sweep and demand that's unmitigated here. So price basically rallies, and we know that we have an impulse and a mitigation that is going to occur. So what do? We wait for our setups. Now, for me, I knew that this area of price from a buyer-seller interaction area would give me a trade. So I just simply went down to the lower time frames and looked for my liquidity sweep highs, right, like that. As you can see here, these 2 POIs took liquidity before breaking structure. Therefore, they're most likely to get mitigated, causing a new sponsor. What did price do? Price basically then is creating a uptrend. From this lower low mitigation, it now starts creating its mitigation uptrend. Now, this trade here, I partialed out and was hoping that we'd run up to this supply. But what ended up taking place is we had another 15-minute OFC, and we had an unmitigated flip zone right here with a fair value gap. I did not get into this sell. I was not at my computer at this time, unfortunately, and price is now just absolutely tanked. But we can understand how to get into these buys and sells with the mitigation cycle. So this was an unmitigated liquidity sweep sponsor. Price basically makes lower time frame chalk and flips, and we can get into these trades all the way down to the sponsor that caused, again, basically bearish market sentiment to bullish market sentiment. So now as price is basically making its mitigation patterns, we're looking at breaks of structure, we're looking at unmitigated flip zones, and we're getting into these trades again. And then what do we have? Bullish market starts moving to the bearish, we have an unmitigated flip zone, and then as price distributes lower, what is this? This right here is your bearish market. Okay, so price is bullish, meaning this is your last, right here, this is your last higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, and then boom, lower low. So if we go to the 5-minute, where's our flip zone? There was our unmitigated flip zone. This took internal liquidity, that should be protected, and price is absolutely just broken down to the downside. Just an absolute beautiful PA today, guys. Price action today on EU is very, very clean. I wish I was home for this sell, because this way I would have been into this 1,000%, knowing what I know, and I would have been into this trade. But it is what it is. We were able to smash over 10 RR today. I know there's some students in the mentorship group that hit 5+ RR today, and one student during London hit his 9 RR target. So, guys, the group is expanding. People are learning. Take the course. Watch these trade recap videos, and I hope to see you in the group, because what we're learning and what we're teaching is all about how the market mitigates and moves from cycle to cycle every single day, all the time, and we can get into powerful moves on the lower time frames to hit that 10 RR goal. But that does not mean that that has to be your goal. When you're starting, and I have students just starting, I teach them, it is up to you guys. It is better to try to take a couple 1 to 3 winning trades, get that 6R, get that 5R, get confident in the system, and then long-term scale into bigger and bigger trades, or more RR during the day as your confidence level in the system grows. All right. So this has been a while since I did a YouTube trade recap. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you in the group, and we'll see you guys on the next one.